Okay, we are back. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if it's OBS with Streamlabs or if it's OBS or if it's YouTube. I will check it out tomorrow. I will get it fixed. It's happening more. I did not do anything. I stayed with you guys right here. So we're just folding these flaps. We're gluing and folding these flaps in. That's all that we've done. We're just putting a little bit of glue right down on those edges and then the flaps as well, and working those in. You need to trim that in. Trim anywhere you need to trim. Just want to fold that flap in. And Andrea, I saw your question. No, it's not short because of the way the other pieces are on. It's short because I really needed 14. I needed another inch, but we can only cut up to 11.5 inches wide. And that's what the problem is. And that's why I couldn't do it as a 5x7. I tried several different ways and it just didn't look right. So we went to an A2 box. Yep, the gang's almost here. Hopefully they will catch it and come in. I will check that OBS as well, see if I'm going to see if I can't pinpoint what the issue is, because my connection seems to be good with YouTube. It's not showing an issue there. But it did drop from YouTube, so I don't know. It's weird. Like I said, if you've got a couple of little spots where you have that showing, don't worry about it. It will eventually be covered, and if not, you can use a Sharpie that's close to the color of your cardstock. And I'm just going to trim this end off. I'm not going to need it. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to cut it off flush. You can cut yours off flush if you have enough to fold over. You can fold over. Doesn't matter, because you have this piece right here. And that's why I said don't fold that tab yet. And that tab is going to go here. Okay? This is the front of your box. I'm just going to make sure that you leave enough space. Okay? And we're going to glue that on. Just going to trim. You want to kind of dry fit it. Trim this up, so you don't have a bunch of bunched up cardstock. I'm just going to put glue on that tab. I kind of stick it down and flip it over, and then I'm going to check my width and make sure I've got it straight and maneuver it from the back. It was good till I pulled it off, right? It does go to the inside of this piece, so you could actually fold it over and do it that way too. It's going to give you the same width. Okay, so now we're ready to hinge. And that's where these pieces come in, guys. So I'm going to just... Yes, Susan, playbacks are awesome. Just going to fold these down the score line. And I didn't make these any certain sizes, guys. And there's a reason for that. Everybody puts their stuff together differently. So I'm just going to kind of measure where my point is, and I'm going to snip it off. Okay, and then while I have this in my hand, I'm going to snip that off the other way. Just cut that little triangle out. That way you still have your pointed ends. They don't have to be perfect. Okay? So what we're going to do is fold and make sure that we have this piece on the top. Okay? Creating that perfect little angle. We're going to run a bead of glue right there. We're going to bring this hinge in to the top, down to the bottom. And I'm going to use my bone folder. You can use any tools that you have, and I'm just going to crease that right in the middle. Push it into that glue. And I really like to let it dry for a second, but because of time, I'm just going to fold that down. Get some glue on there. Push it back up. You can use your squeegees, whatever you have. I'm just going to fold it over. And you guys, I'm just going to go in here and glue this side of the hinge. And I hope you can see on camera, I'm just doing the same thing that I just did. Don't worry about if it gets any glue. It'll be okay. Any that squishes out. Just want to get a good seal. Okay? And then I like to go ahead and put my panels in. Okay? This step is totally up to you. If you want to hold off a minute, you can. I think I will be okay with this one. Not all your panels you can do, but these side panels, you want to wait on the back panel because that's where you're going to hinge your lid, but your side panel should be okay. Okay. And we're going to, in the real world, you're going to give that time to dry. Okay. Just going to fold up the second one, get it up on the top there. That one may be too short for this now. So we're going to set that to the side and use that for another one. Just going to keep this. Keep my little bit of pressure on there for now. Doesn't really matter. I can pull it together with the bottom. This is from the Cricut Scentsy pack. I guess that's how you say it. And I'm just pinching it right there where it needs to be cut. Cut it at an angle. And I'm going to dry fit it again. And I do have it a little bit long, so I'm just going to trim it off again. And that's good. So now let's work that piece up. And I'm going to go ahead, just to make, for time purposes, I'm just going to go ahead and squiggle a little glue down here. Take your time and get yours glued in there really good, guys. I'm going to place it right on the inside there. Press it down. Oops. I hope I didn't send all sorts of weird messages there. I put my elbow on the keyboard. There we go. Let me move that out of the way. Just going to give that a good press. And see, I can see that I'm going to have a little peep of blue there. So I'm going to hold off on putting this one on so that I can cover that and not mess up my cardstock. And then I'll put the cardstock in last. Just want to keep those up on the top. Get them good and dry. And then we're going to work hinge the bottom the same way. And it does go on, these pieces do hinge up on top of the bottom. Let's see if that one's long enough. Yep. And now you're going to see when this is finished, you're going to have a little seam right there. If you want to go back and do another hinge over the top of this, guys, you can. It's not necessary, but if you want to, you can. You could also even, I found it to be a little bit tight to use this flap for in here and then hinge the outside, but totally up to you. As long as you get them hinged together, which I made a boo-boo. I should not have put that on there until I hinged this. I'll just cut another one and go over the top. I knew I was missing a step when I did it, but that's okay. I should have waited till I did this part. You guys don't make that same boo-boo. Your panel goes in after this piece. And you can cut these a little blunter if you need to get them in there. That's all I need right there. So we're going to cover this. Yeah, I didn't mind the one seam on the bottom, but I didn't like the lid all seamed up. So oops. I want a bead of glue right there on that edge. That's going to be my corner. Kind of smear in there. You want to keep it good and straight on this side, guys, and put this hinge in. Okay. And you're just going to let that glue get good and dry. Make sure it's good and straight. And then our other scrap piece from that. Still a little long. Just keep dry fitting it till you get your hinge in there. And it's the right size. Just trim a little off at a time. That's sitting up on the top. I'm just going to smear a little there. And cover my pretty cardstock because I didn't wait until this step to do it. One panel, it won't hurt me to recut one. I'm just going to push that hinge out, make sure that it stays straight. Get that glue out of that corner. And I think I am going to hinge mine on the outside as well. And then we need 2 short hinges for the back corner and this piece here. So on this one, you don't want to put your glue in here. You do not want to put your glue in there. You're just going to put glue on the hinge itself. And then we're just going to pop it right in to the center. and then you just want to bend it up. It should be up above this because the lid is going to come over and cause that closure to hold that in. Okay? So make sure that you can put a rubber band around it to dry that way if you want, so that it stays straight. Totally up to you. Excuse me, I am going to have a sip of my coffee. Okay, so I do want to hinge this outside because it's going to be covered anyway when I do my panel, but it'll hide that seam and it will give it more strength as well, guys. Snip that off. And it's also going to cover that little area. So we're just going to go in here. Because our panels are going to, and I am not going to glue all the panels on during this tutorial because it takes long enough, but you guys can figure that part out on your own, and you can see that that's going to go on right there. So it's going to cover all of that area. So let's flip it over and hinge that side too. Got some glue there. That one's too short. Let me just get another one. And that's why I said there may be extra hinges in here. We may need to cut a couple of more. Just depends on how you want to put yours together. Teeny tiny bit too long. And art glitter glue does dry matte and clear. You guys have heard me say that before. So on this cardstock, it's not going to hurt anything. But I love the texture. It kind of feels like cloth after you get it all on there. Everyone, I do too, just about. I don't always want to admit it, but I do too. But you should see that your sides are flush on that hinge. And now we're going to go to the top. We're almost done. I mean, it takes a little time to put this together, guys, but it really isn't that bad. It's not like that keepsake box. That was a whole weekend project. Again, we've got our little snips in the corner. We want this on the top. Want this triangular piece on top of that square piece. You don't want to tear your cardstock, so take your time and go slow. And I'm going to go ahead and cut my hinge. Before I do the folding of these, because this is the top and I don't want to have to do a bunch of extra hinges on it. So I want to make sure I hinge the inside first, and then I can fold these in and eliminate some seams. And you can still see it from the side over here. Just make sure you have it on the top there. Squish that glue around. And now that hinge right there needs to be trimmed off. You can use your True Control knife, your scissors. I don't know where my small scissors are. good enough. Could have probably done better with my True Control knife, but I didn't. It worked. So now we have that piece hinged in. Make sure I did miss an edge. That one's good. Okay. So now we have that one in. I'm going to go and do this side. Too short. I think we have plenty of hinges. I'm just going to leave the extra hinges in the file for you guys, just in case you need them. If you want to cut them down and not cut as many, you can do that. I'll tell you how many I have left when we get done, so if you want to eliminate some, you can. And again, I'm going to work this one right up on the top. Make sure that the point is on top and that the back is on top. Don't tear your cardstock. If you pull too tight, it will tear. Don't ask me how I know that. Do embellishments coming to Ah, you ladies. Y'all are so funny. Don't ask me why I did that way. I'm just seeing if it works. If I can put some on there while I was holding it. Worked for the bottom at least. I don't know about the top yet. Yeah, you can put a little on there. It won't hurt. Just don't overdo it because you're putting it on your chipboard. And again, I'm going to trim that little corner right there. It's better to go from the back down. That way you don't have any bulk when you fold this piece over. And I am actually, and you guys can do this if you want or not, I am going to trim this off right here. Boom. Just trim that off. We don't need it. I just put it on there. Again, I said I didn't test this file. You can fold it over and do it that way if you want. And I probably should have, but I'm going to hinge it on the inside so I don't need to. So you can cut those two pieces right there off. You can cut those tabs off. You can cut them off flush. If you want me to go in the file and take them out, I will. But I hate to do that because if you put yours together slightly off from what I did and it doesn't fit, it's better to trim it. Hand trim that part. That one's off flush. Almost. And you'll see the method to my madness here in just a moment. So those are trimmed off flush. Now we're going to pull this lid in, and those are going to be on top of the lid. And we're going to fold in these tabs here to this side. So that's going to eliminate some of the process. The lid goes to the outside of all of those pieces. This piece. To the outside of all of the pieces. So I'm just going to hold this one. Keep it flush until I can get that inside hinge in. You can even hinge this bottom down here first if you want. Totally up to you. But I just glued both of those tabs, made sure everything was on the top. You want mountains on your hinges. Still too long. I know it's going to be too long. There we go. Yeah, I can't live without that thing now. I thought I liked X-Acto knives. I don't ever use my X-Actos anymore. At all. And I'm just rotating this around and rubbing that glue out, guys. Yeah, I think I have way too many of these. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them and a half of them so far left over. We're not done yet though. Almost. I still got too much. Oops. There we go. So I'm just running a little bead right down in there. Alright, we're almost finished. I am now going to do the sides because you may have to do a little bit of trimming on these guys unless you can work that in that corner, and I did there. But I'm going to rub that, and that's going to show me where I need to cut that off. I can't find my little bees, my little scissors. I need those. Oh, art glitter glue, yes. I can't live without it. And guys, make sure that you're ordering your art glitter glue in the spring. Now's the time to stock up. Get enough to get you through the winter. And a nice crisp edge on that. I don't want to glue that yet. I want to check it first. So I see where to cut that off at. That's good. Okay. And don't get glue all over it like I am. I have a glue eraser. Another handy dandy tool, guys, especially when you're working with a lot of glue and stuff on chipboard projects, is a gum eraser. And if you're a messy gluer like I am. I know, Jamie, you told me, you were like, I have no art glitter glue. Yep, I love that 16-ounce bottle. Clean that tip off. All right, and now we're going to fold this over, make sure it fits in there well. I'm going to kind of dry fit it. I want to cut just a tiny bit off of mine. There, that fits better. If it's not fitting, work with it, guys. Just trim it off a little bit. I missed some glue there or something. I need my fine tip to get in there. Much better. Okay, so then you have your lid, and now we're going to fit it on there, make sure that it fits, like so. And I don't know if I want to use that or I want to use the others. Well, if I bend it up, I'm going to be using the others. Okay, I think I'm just going to trim that off just slightly and use both. Okay. So I'm just going to trim this just enough to angle it onto my box top right here. Okay. And it should be sitting on the top back here. Okay. You want your box to sit right up on the top. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to you guys like my mid-sentence process? Yes, I am. I'm going to fold that in. You can fold it in or you can trim it off. Totally up to you. I'm going to fold it in. I want a larger hinge on the back. And that's just going to cover that edge really good. And then you're going to take these hexagon. I was going to say octagon. I'm like, that is not right. Just in case. Awesome, Andrea. I got mine too. Well, almost. I still am awaiting a couple of pieces. I'm glad you got yours though. So I'm going to place this, fold it in half on my score, and I'm going to place it right up on top of the lid. And the lid is going to fit flush on top of that piece. And then we're just going to hinge this on the back. So you're going to glue here, place it on top, make sure the back is flush, and bring that piece down. Make sure you've got it closed on the front while you're gluing this piece. It will matter. You want it to fit well, okay? And if it's not completely on the top, it'll be fine. It won't be noticed, but mine is fitting really, really well right up on the top. Good and snug. Got a nice space in there, and we're going to cover that with the second one. Okay, guys, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strips left, so you only need half of what's in the file of these. You guys want me to take them out? I will while we're here tonight. Or I can leave them in there in case you want extras. The tool caddy, I know. That is my favorite. Favorite. And this one's going to have to be trimmed down. Just a little. So I'm just going to keep it folded in half and just trim it off. You're just worried about the seam. You're not worried about what goes on inside. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to get covered up. So I'm just gluing it. I'm going to put it in here, and we're just going to press it down. It's just to pretty up that inner seam there. That it's nothing more than that. And to give the hinge strength. And you really do want to check the box, close it. I am getting glue all over everything. It's on my mat or something. I must have dripped some. Guys, it's done except panels. We've come this far. Why not? Let's just glue the panels on and call it a day. Oops, that's why you want to make sure it's dry before you let it flop too. I know, it's so much easier because it's all right there at your fingertips. So don't worry about my goof up here. I'm going to cut another panel. I still have some more of this paper. This is the Tim Holtz correspondence that I used a couple of weeks ago, guys. I will fix my little inside panel boo-boo. Get your corners really good. And guys, if you want, you can Mod Podge this after you get your panels and everything on. If you want to use like the foil quill on the back for like a spine or the front, that would be pretty too. This one goes inside. But yeah, you could Mod Podge this and make it glossy or matte. Be super pretty. Don't get glue all over it like I just did. That's what happens when you rush. I don't want to keep you guys any longer than we absolutely have to, but I'm enjoying my night with you guys, so I figured why not? Let's just do the panels. Let's just finish it and make it pretty. I'm going to get them on pretty straight. Louise, have you been watching me on camera? I do that stuff. I know one of my bottom panel is going to be off. I'm going to have to recut that because remember we recut. I have to add that back into the file. So we will take care of that. It's way too small, so I'm going to have to recut those two panels. So I've got to fix them in the file for you guys too. This is this one. Nope. Yep, that's the top. No, that's inside. Am I missing a piece? Oh, that's the back. I think. Just there. I think I got that right. I guess that's inside. And these little panels are going to cover up all of your seams and all of your hinges. I only made these 1/4 inch smaller, but it seems like Design Space made these. I don't know, maybe it's my imagination. Yep, you use a knife blade for your chip. Guys, I think I lost a piece. I really did. That's inside. Ah, found it. It tried to get away. How cute is this? I think I want that reading airmail to the front. And now I have something to keep all of my little joy cards in. How about that? Something for the Cricut Maker and the joy. I need to recut one for the bottom. So I'm going to recut that so you guys know that one goes on the bottom here. And I will fix it in the file. And then, of course, you're going to put all the same panels inside. And I have to fix the one for the bottom, too. That's the one that's messed up, I think. Oops, I left off a hinge. Don't forget your other hinge. I couldn't do that again if I tried. Who noticed that I missed that and didn't say anything? I love this little box, Louise. It's been a really uphill climb to get it together, but we finally got it. And I really do like it. And like I said, chipboard projects take a little longer, guys, but it's really worth it in the end. Oh, how pretty would this be done with some of those wood veneers on the outside for panels. I might have to make another one. I just might have to make another one. Guys, this would be so pretty done up with those wood veneers. And guys, this is a snug close. So, and it's supposed to be. You don't want it being all floppy. Make sure you let it dry right here before you start pressing those in. And I'm going to say before you put your panels on, that you let everything get good and dry, okay? Because if you don't, because it's going to swell up a little bit from the humidity of your glue. So before you start shoving this back together on those inside panels, let it get good and dry, because it will peel these up right here in these corners, okay? You won't be as rushed as I am because you're not doing a video. So make sure you let that get good and dry, and your panels get good and dry after you do all this. I missed a hinge there too. You guys let me miss one back there. Who was on hinge duty? Okay, so we have 4 extra hinges because I did use part of one. So I'll take those out. You'll notice it. It's not a big deal if you miss one. You can go in and put it in at any time back here. It just kind of helps hold it together and keeps it square for you. I said I couldn't do that again, and I did it again. I got it exactly. First try. Might need some help here on this one in reaching it. Get in there. Get in that box. There you go. This would have been easier before I got that lid on, because it's got my wrist in a weird position. Maybe I should have just flipped it around. You made it easy on myself. No, that's too simple. Right? Oh yeah, faux leather, Louise. Oh, that would be pretty. Guys, I can't wait to see what you guys do with these. I want to see them. I know it's going to be worth it. Totally worth it. Take your time, put it together right, and put it together slow. Let it dry. It's going to turn out gorgeous for you. Is that the right one? That is not the right one. That's that incorrect bottom one, I think. That one goes here. No, yep. That one goes here. Missed my glue right there on that tip. So now all we need, that is not the right one. That one's a little wide. I don't know how that got a little bit wide. I think I got the wrong one, actually, on one of my pieces. Usually I would get my trimmer and trim that, but I'm going to go with it. Okay, except for that boo-boo. We're good. It's done. I am going to force mine closed just for the sake of the video. There we go. I didn't tear mine. I carefully shut it, so I'm going to let that dry. But it's perfect. Okay, so leave them in. Okay, so let's go over and make sure that I get it right for you guys. You guys guide me and make sure I do the right things here. Let's go over to Design Space, and then we'll call it an evening. Monitor 2, here we go. All right, so I'm going to cancel this and say yes, because all we did was cut that blue piece of chipboard, which I'm going to change to the correct color. Okay, so this one needs to go back to the original color, and then I need to duplicate that and delete the attached writing. I need to make it the light purple color. I need to duplicate that and make it the dark purple color, and I have to get the dark purple one out right there. So there is the dark purple one, but I need to take 4, what size is it? It keeps changing on 4838. Okay, so how did it do that? It needs to be 4842. I don't know. Okay, that's the right size now, 2934. I have almost memorized the sizes of these. So let's bring that up. 4.842 minus 0.25. I want it to be a 1/4 inch. So 4592. Okay, and let's just delete that one and duplicate that and make it a light purple since it's the right size. All right, there. Those have been corrected. Those are the two I need to recut for me. Let me group these back together for you guys. That was all the boo-boos, am I correct? Because I had already fixed that and recut it while we put it together. Here we go. And I can't make that little tail any wider on that one. So that should do it. I just have to cut 2 of those pieces. I'm going to save. And you wanted the other left in? Is that correct? We wanted the other hinges left in so you guys had extra. If you haven't cut yet and you're watching the video, there are 4 extras. So if you want to take them out before you cut, because I still had half a piece here and another little piece. So you will need at least 6. Okay? And here comes the real test, guys. If they don't fit, I'm going to cry. Ah, look. Look, look, look. Awesome. And I believe there's room for a pen. If you want to leave a pen in there. That's almost 2 packs of the Cricut Joy inserts, cards, and envelopes. So I think 3, maybe 4 will fit in there. And don't pay attention to my cover up here. That's just stuck in there till I cut a piece. Oh, thank you. I knew I was going to forget that. There we go. There we go. Look, it fits. Yeah, I'm saving the changes. I hit save as we're speaking right now. So it's saved. The file is ready for you guys whenever you're ready for it. How awesome is that? So you've got a maker project and something for your joys. And if you don't have a joy, you still have an A2 size box for your cards you make on your other machines. So we hit everything on that project. Thank you guys for joining me. I know this was a little bit of a long video, but we knew that it would be. So I appreciate you joining me. I'm sorry that it dropped connection at the first half. I don't know why. It hasn't happened again. So it's either internet drop or a YouTube drop. I don't think it's OBS or it would keep doing it. So I will check into it. This will be a 2-part video, so I will go in and make it a part 1, part 2 like I did last week so that you guys will know. Make yours. Let me see it. Thank you guys. Thank you to all my supporters. Thank you, moderators. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys on Friday for the bouquet cards or box cards. I don't know which one I'm going to do yet, but I will be showing how to put those together on Friday in Facebook in the Cricut Maker Projects group at 7 p.m. Oh, you're welcome, guys. Thank you very much.